according to the experts, over 70% of deaths caused by aflatoxin poisoning in the last 60 years have been reported in Kenya. And it's not the only cancer-causing toxin that you have to look out for before consuming maize or its byproducts. There is also another group of cancer-causing mycotoxins that could also cause birth defects. Well, faced with these unfavorable odds, NTV's Olive Burrows gets some expert advice on what you can do to safeguard the food on your plate.
Store in a cool, dry place. So common an instruction on the packaging of dried goods that it's easy to take for granted. But the experts warn where the unga on your shelf is concerned, it could turn a naturally occurring fungus into a deadly toxin.
They are found naturally in the soil, and the wind blows them. They get into the silk of the corn or millet or sorghum, and they get into the seeds. So whenever we harvest our grains, the fungus is naturally inside it. So the problem comes now in the toxin production.
Professor Koth explaining that aflatoxins are thought to be produced by the Aspergillus fungus as a defense mechanism, triggered by hot and wet conditions.
So at the mill, the millers, at the supermarkets, even in your own house, if you don't store your packet in a proper place, then the toxin will be produced.
And the researchers warn that though aflatoxins may have a deserved bad reputation, they are not the only carcinogenic toxins one has to be careful about.
This one now causes fumonisins. And fumonisins are also carcinogenic.
Given these fungi are naturally occurring, the best defense, the experts say, is to regulate the elements within your control.
You don't store your maize and dry it slowly. Yeah, in that process of putting it out and bringing it in, the fungus will produce toxins. Because the life cycle is so short, it grows very quickly. Within 24 hours, 3 days, you have a new generation. Yeah, so the growth rate is quick.
But given the challenges presented by climate change,
earlier on, the rainy season's patterns were very clear. So farmers knew when to plant, when to harvest, when the rain will come, and how does this relate to toxin accumulation? Now, sometimes rain finds before they harvest. And that means that it rains on their maize in the field. So that means that there's moisture in the maize. So if that is followed with the heat, high temperatures, then the toxins are produced.
And the push for higher yields.
If you look at the varieties that we had before, they had tester. They were the flint type mostly, the flint type with the hard tester. And then cobs were ripening when they were looked like this. As they breed for plenty, they should also know that there are these characteristics that we don't want to lose.
Looking at it now, this maize seems so innocuous. But if the fungus within it is allowed to thrive, it could severely impact the quality of your life. Which is why the message we take from the University of Nairobi this afternoon is one of vigilance, vigilance, vigilance. Olive Burrows reporting for NTV.